Alright guys, just a real quick intro into this video. This is the Berg Blades Sweeney, and I'm about to do the cut test on it. This was my purchase at the recent California Custom Knife Show. I absolutely love this thing, and I love it even more now that I just experienced how well it cuts. This is such my jam. Just the looks of it alone, micarta and dark stone-washed titanium, dark stone-wash on the blade, perfect pocket clip. I love how, the contrast of the lighter micarta that's not getting touched by my hand oils, and that contrasted with the darker stuff that's starting to patina. I really just love that so much. I don't have to, but I really like to have something on my knife that will change and patina with me, whether it's a carbon steel or a micarta or a brass or copper or something like that. That always just makes me like a knife even more. This top/front flipper is absolutely perfect. The jimping is perfect. The way it's positioned is perfect. You don't even have to think. You put your thumb up there, you draw it back, and it flips. Literally, you do not have to pay attention where your placement is, how hard you're pressing down. You just do it, and it's so easy. Reverse flick, excellent. Thumb flick is definitely doable, just a little more difficult than the reverse flick, but absolutely still there. This kind of makes me think of a Sabenza a little bit, mostly in the blade shape. This is kind of a sexy, slimmer drop point that I really am into. So, 4 review coming soon. I'll get into all the goodness, but right now, let's go cut. Okay, here we go. Yes, I am wearing overalls. Might be my new thing. We'll see. I have been enjoying it though. Really nice factory edge on this guy. Very sharp. Very, very sharp. I cannot wait to see how this thing cuts, man. I love this knife, and if it cuts really well, I'm going to love it very much more. Starting with the regular thickness cardboard, single wall. No problem. Breezing through. Against the grain, about the same. Just, very slicing, good. It's slicey good. To the double wall thickness cardboard. Going against the grain here to start out with. Slipped out there. Let me cut myself off a chunk here. This is too big. There we go. More manageable piece here. This is with the grain. Really doing well with this thick stuff. Now let's see against the grain how it does. Real nice. Really nice. Clean cuts. Very good. That was the main thing I was hoping, is that it would be slicey, because the blade stock isn't like it's fine, but it's not overly thin. It's pretty average, and the behind the edge thickness is pretty average too. It's not like crazy thin or anything, but it's nice and thin. So I'm very glad to see that it is nice and slicey. So we have a nice drop point blade here, meaning that we have belly, and that when you want to do a utility cut, draw a cut, you're going to have to raise up to get around the belly to the tip. And seems like that's not much of an issue for this knife. I don't feel like I'm raising up uncomfortably high at all, really. A little surprising here. I thought, when you see this kind of blade shape in your head, you think it's not going to be great for utility cutting, but for some reason this one actually is. I don't really know. It must just be, the way that the blade is in relation to the handle and how low the tip is. I'm looking at it now, and that tip does drop a little bit lower than you think it does. It's a little deceiving. So that's excellent. Not only does it slice well, but it's a utility cutter too. Obviously, if I'm doing a bunch of this kind of cutting, I would grab a Wharncliffe or a sheep's foot, but this can absolutely get the job done. Let's cut some leather. This is a bunched up leather glove here. A lot of layers, more than usual, because we have all 5 fingers rolled up here. Still did really well. Let's take out a few fingers to make it a little more realistic here. Really clean cut. This belly is coming in handy. Start with the tip, kind of rock back as you're pulling through, and it makes short work of this leather. Muy bien. Zero hot spots so far. Ergonomically, this is a great knife. I really love that it doesn't have a big established choke-up spot, but they give you a very nice, roomy, flat area right behind the sharpening choil where everything is really nicely rounded off, and it is an excellent choke-up spot. So they did that very well. Some really thick rubber tubing here. Piece of cake. This is a knife I do not see myself getting rid of, possibly ever. Cecil rope. You guys know what I mean. Sometimes you get a knife and you start using it and you connect with it. And I have connected with this knife. I have connected with the Sweeney. This is just popping this Cecil rope really well. And because we have the belly, I don't need to hang my knuckles off the edge of the 2x4. I can be right up on it like a regular cutting board or whatever I would be cutting on, and I can, like I was just doing with the glove, tip first, rock back, and you're through. Great blade shape for this kind of cutting. Such an elegant blade too. Really just elegant blade. Reminds me a little bit of the Atom blade. It's not really the same shape, but the Atom also is kind of a little bit of a thinner, sort of just really elegant drop point. Kind of been drawn to those a little bit more recently than I used to be. I was a real big sheep's foot Wharncliffe guy only for a long time, and I still love them, but drop points now have more of a place in my heart now. Popping these zip ties like nothing. Reverse grip feels fantastic. It's a fairly neutral handle, not a lot of grooves or anything to really cause hot spots, no matter how you're holding it. Went through these zip ties like nothing. Piece of cake. I don't think I mentioned this is 20 CV blade steel. Kind of nice. Kind of nice to get some 20 CV instead of M390. I know it's basically the same thing, but I just get tired of seeing M390 on things. 20 CV is a nice change. It's what TRM uses, and I just like it. Wow, almost all the way through on the first try for the this heavy-duty 2-inch strap. It's difficult to do. Not many knives get all the way through. Second attempt, a little less, but still really nice. Let's try one more. I feel like I can get through if I just get my angle right, but I'm not quite making it. I think a freshly stropped blade, I'm pretty certain would go all the way through. But very well done. And now we'd see if the edge has lasted. Woo! Look at that. Damn. All right, so this 20 CV seems to be done well, judging from, you know, what I can from this little test. Yeah, I am perfectly good with that. Let's quickly strap it up a little bit, see how it responds to the strapping, see if we can get it a little sharper. It was definitely dulled a little bit throughout the testing. Not gliding through the paper like it was before, but still easily cutting through. This thing's a winner, man. It really is. Gosh, this is definitely on the list of possible knives of the year now. Absolutely. There we go. Seem to have strapped up nicely. We got a little bit of curvy action going on. Can make some turns in the paper. Really nice. Very sharp. Hell yeah. I freaking love this thing, man. The Berg Blades Sweeney. This is not going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, I can't even think of a nitpick that I have with the knife. I guess the sharpening trail could be a little... It's pretty good. You're going to get a few, if not more than a few, sharpens out of this before you even get up into the area where it starts to thicken up. So really, it's perfectly good, but it could be better. And that's literally the only thing that I can think of that is even close to a negative. So I love this thing. Yeah. There's other versions too. There's a satin bladed ones and all that stuff. So yeah, that's it. Please like the video before you head out, guys. I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.